What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm Eddie, otherwise known as Kuya, and here on BTB Media, our goal is helping content creators create content. And I thought the best way about going about doing this is interviewing other content creators on every Friday or every other Friday or something, and just trying to learn from their experience, what they've done right, how they got started, what they've done wrong, all these different things. That way we can learn from those who have been a little more experienced. So today, I've got a very special guest with me. His name is MonkeyDKS. We're just going to leave him right there. We're just going to put him away. No, MonkeyDKS is a great friend of mine. Helped me out so many times. So, Monkey,
that goes both ways, by the way, because you have also helped me out many times.
I don't remember helping you out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I don't remember. But, Monkey, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a streamer on Mixer. I have been doing this for what now? 10 years, something like that.
Mixer's old.
Mixer's old. Yeah, well, I was doing it on YouTube before that, and then switched to Twitch, and then Beam/Mixer. So I've been doing this. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time.
He's got just a little bit of experience under his belt there. I know part of his actual day job is working with video and things as well. So just in general, he has got a lot of experience built up in video editing, streaming, just the whole 9 yards. So let's get started. Tell me about your brand. I see the shirt.
Yeah. So I call myself the corniest streamer on Mixer. I have a lot of dad jokes on stream.
Yes, yes, he does.
We have sort of a jungle theme going on because I am a monkey, and it's evolved over a long time, and it's changed. And as I've grown, some may say it's gotten worse, but some people don't like the dad jokes.
Wouldn't know.
And I also have a cat that occasionally interrupts interviews and or streams. Hi.
But those cats are frequent members of the stream, and many people come to the stream for the cats. So
you can't really fight them, so you just make them part of the show.
Exactly. So basically, what you said was your brand's kind of evolved over time. Just adding little bits here, taking pieces away, and things. You said for the worst, but from all the streams I've been in, it's always been very good. You've started looking into some like new notifications and different things, very theme related to your brand. So
it's the kind of thing that you're never really done with. You're always constantly trying to add new things, improve, change, just keep up with the trends, or make new trends, or just do things to have fun, or just try and get rid of a cat.
Right. I've noticed that with my brand. I started off with the name Dragix because I liked dragons and I liked phoenixes, and I thought, okay, let's put them together. And that was literally it when I started content creating. There was no thought about graphics. There was no thought about logos. There was no thought about mottos. There was no thought of pretty much anything except, it's a cool name. I'll use that in my games. So, but you've taken and you've talked about evolving it over time. Like I said, it is a process. You don't just, you don't ever hit that perfect, that peak of perfection. You do that, guess what? The viewers are probably going to get a little bored after a while.
So are you.
Oh, definitely. It's just the same thing day in, day out. That's one of the things I like about content creating is it's always changing. There's always new things. You sent me a link today showing me a thing where you can display your phone stuff on your monitor and record straight from your phone, switch it over to your camera, use a mobile camera, different things. So there's always new things coming out, new things to invest in, new things to look up. It's a constant work. So now what motivated you to start content creating?
So back when I was a younger man, I was playing a lot of Minecraft, which I still do. And back when Minecraft started, the best way to really learn the game was by watching other people on YouTube. So I was watching Etho, I was watching Asuma, I was watching all the Minecraft people, all the Hermitcraft people. Most of them don't even record anymore, or if they do, they don't play Minecraft anymore. Um, and and so there was a day where I ran out of YouTube. It's a life achievement that I'm quite proud of. Um,
That is impressive.
no,
That is very
all the
impressive.
people that I watched and all of the games that I enjoyed, I was out of it, and so I was like, well, maybe I want to record for a change, and so I figured, all right, let's try it, let's see what happens, and so I started making a let's play. I started doing some tutorials, um, and then it just sort of grew from there. I started on YouTube, and then I ran out of time for editing, so I moved over to Twitch so I could do some live streams because editing takes a long time.
Yes, it does.
And yes, it does, yeah. And then I moved over to Beam/Mixer, and I've been here ever since.
That's awesome. Awesome. I honestly, my story of content creating started pretty much the same way. I actually started looking into making Monster Hunter videos. I was a big fan of the franchise. That's how I met one of my good friends, Gavi. Just looking up videos, how to do something. I didn't even know about the world of gaming YouTube. That was literally the very first video game YouTube series I watched was on Monster Hunter. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people who do this. That's really cool. And kind of got myself into doing the YouTube as well. And then it wasn't long after that I got introduced to Minecraft, and Minecraft pretty well ruined me for most games. I always come back to Minecraft. But
Yeah.
you're right. When it comes to Minecraft, especially Minecraft videos, uh, the grind to get all the materials and get the project done, and then editing, and it takes a lot of your time. It is not something you can do like on a daily basis. I know some who do. They do a little bit here, a little bit there. But that's the kind of content they create. They are more interested in talking to the people and just have that as their background. Others like myself, I'm a completionist. If I do a project on, say, a Minecraft video, I want to get the whole thing done in one episode. So,
I don't know if I've ever finished a Minecraft project.
have we ever? Have any of us ever actually done that? But but it's pretty cool. That's the way you got started. The motivation was just watching these guys, and you're like, I can do that. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I think a lot of people will watch their favorite YouTubers, and if they don't start doing their own thing, they're at least wishing, hey, that'd be something kind of cool. I wish I could do that.
I think we all, as we grew up, we all have that thing where, whether it was console games or whatever, where you're playing and you're like, Mom, Dad, come look what this, look what I did. And it's kind of what content creating lets you do, except it's people who are actually interested in it instead of your parents. And
That is very true. That is very true.
and I think about that a lot. Like I'm playing mobile games now on my phone, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could show someone what I just did.
That is so true. So, would you say the thing that kind of keeps you motivated to continue on would be the community?
Absolutely, yeah. So I occasionally get burnt out. We were talking about this before we started. I occasionally get burnt out with Minecraft and streaming or content creating in general, and the thing that always keeps me coming back is I miss all of the people that I'm hanging out with. It's really creating friendships in a community more than it is trying to entertain a community. And I come back because the people are friends and not because I'm trying to be this big famous person.
That's, to me, that's the best reason to continue on. I mean, I think a lot of people get into content creating, whether it's YouTube streaming, trying to make their own music, artists, authors, whatever the kind of content they want to create. They get into it for the wrong reasons. They try to get into it and think, this is an easy paycheck. By this time next month, I'm going to be loaded. Doesn't quite work that way. Sorry, hate to burst your bubble. But when you get into it for the community, that makes a huge difference, because like Monkey here, he started his whole channel and his whole brand based off of the Minecraft game. He loves Minecraft. He enjoys playing Minecraft. So his community has been built around Minecraft. So now he's just found a common interest and started building this community around that interest. And it really is about the community. You to me, I can have the worst day in the world. Come on, don't want to stream. Don't just, all I want to do is go to bed. hit the go live button anyway, and 5 minutes into it, I don't even remember what's happened that day. I'm happy. I'm having a great time with the community. People who you love to see and hang out with and talk to, and people who love to see you. That's a huge thing to keep in mind and to motivate you to continue going. Because, like Monkey said, it's easy to get burnt out sometimes. It is very easy. So I do recommend health breaks, taking some time off and things. But because the community is the main focus now that motivates him, it always comes back. I love that. That is fantastic advice right there. So let's talk about your first month or two of creating content. Let's say expectations versus reality. What were your expectations?
I don't even remember if I had expectations. I was kind of just doing it for fun, and I was like, I wonder if anybody's going to watch. I mean, you always, you're like, oh, I'm going to be the next Etho or the next Asuma, and I'm going to have thousands of followers, and that is such a luck of the draw. I'm a firm believer that so many content creators that are amazing never get that one big push, that one big discovery.
No, definitely.
And whether they're the best in the world or whether they're not, I mean, it depends on who sees you. And if the people who see you like you, then you're going to do great. But I mean, the first few months are quiet. That it's a little easier on YouTube. When I started streaming on Twitch, I had some of the people that came over from my YouTube videos. So I had a little bit of a community there, but especially live streaming, you're talking into a void for a long time. And it's something you got to get used to. And if it goes on for too long, it kind of hurts, and it's not a lot of fun. All of the live streams are more fun when there are people to talk to. That's the point. It's about community. So, at the beginning it's hard, and it's hard for everybody. If you start out with a community, that helps. So I was on a Minecraft server with a bunch of people at the time when I started. So a lot of them were watching because it was stuff that pertained to them anyway. So that helped. I sort of had a little bit of a head start. I have cat hair in my eyeball. I apologize. This is my life. But it's the first few months are hard, and that's just it's good to know that in advance. Even when people tell you it's still hard.
Oh, most definitely. I remember my first 4 months of streaming. Literally 4 months. I think by the end of the 4 months, I had maybe 100 follows. I was ecstatic if I got one person who showed up a day. They usually didn't stick around very long. So it definitely is hard. But again, it comes back to that community. You had started the YouTube, built a community, and it doesn't matter the platform or the content. That community is there for you, and you're there for that community. Whether it's YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, anything, it's going to have the community backing you there. So that is again, it all comes back to that community. So I think you can went into it with the right expectations. I wonder if people will watch. And like you said, we've all got that thought in the back of our head. My content is amazing. I'm going to be the next best.
I'm going to be huge.
Yeah, it's there. I don't care who you are. That thought's there. But you are right. A lot of it, when it comes to YouTube or even streaming, depends on who sees your content. You may be the best, and even some of the biggest ones. You were talking about Minecrafters. I know BOO, one of the biggest Minecrafters. I watched some of his series. He said he gave credit to, is it Grood from Minecraft? Good yeah. From Minecraft, who was at the time a huge Minecrafter, Minecraft YouTuber, shouted BOO out, and that's what blew up his channel. Exumavoid.
Yeah, Exumavoid. I think
Docyum77 shouted him out, blew up his channel. And that does have a lot to do with it. Now, that doesn't mean go into a channel and say, hey, shout me out or anything. Don't do that.
That's not the right way to do it.
That is definitely not the right way to do that. You get that a lot.
Check out my videos.
In Mixer and Twitch, everywhere. Yeah. If you are a content creator, you're going to get that quite a bit. But think about the first couple months of creating. Now, you having a little bit of background into the like creation and things anyway with your day job, maybe a little different. But I know me, I got on camera and I thought I was just killing it my first couple months. I go back and look at those videos now and I'm thinking, who would have watched this? Those 3 people who watched this video, thank you for putting up with this. How did you?
Yeah, content creator tip number 1: never go back and watch your old stuff.
No. You will appreciate how far you've come, but you will cringe. It's just getting used to things, getting used to talking to a camera, getting used to talking, like you said, to the void. It takes a lot. Make sure your expectations are reasonable compared to what reality will actually hand you. So, what kind of equipment did you start off with?
So I'm a gadget guy. This is what I spend money on.
I like gadgets.
I buy little toys, and my dad was a big computer guy when I was a kid, so we always had random spare computer parts all over the place. So I have been basically building my own computers since I was in middle school. So when I started, I had a pretty decent machine. I had 2 monitors. You know, it was nice, and I was really lucky with that. And I still had no viewers. And it's interesting. Everyone's like, "Oh, I got to get the best graphics card. I got to get this. I got to get that. I need the Stream Deck. I need the capture card. I need a green screen." You know, and that doesn't make your content any better.
I don't know. That Stream Deck is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, the Stream Deck maybe, but it just makes your content smoother, which isn't necessarily better.
Right.
But yeah, I think people get hung up on the equipment sometimes. But I had a nice PC. I had a crappy webcam. I had a headset microphone. Actually, it might have even been this one, which I don't use anymore. No, it wasn't even this one. It was worse than this one because I bought this one because I found out that's what Etho was using. Yeah, I mean, equipment is interesting, and it's you slowly add to it as you go on, you know, and you get all the toys that you really want, and then you still have a list of things. You're like, oh, I want to get this, I want to get that. You know, I just bought a new graphics card because I got some extra money, and I said, this is something that I've been meaning to upgrade for a while. I've got one that's like 6 years old in here right now. It's the last thing that I really need to upgrade lately, and you know, so equipment is one of those things. It's a constant fight or constant upgrade process.
Oh yeah. So when it comes to equipment, you can go out right now, buy the best computer with the best graphics card, the best processor, spend literally thousands of dollars, and here in about 2 years, it's going to be a little bit outdated. You're always going to have to keep improving the equipment. So the best advice is start with what you got. If you have to start somewhere, I started with at the time, 5-year-old laptop from Walmart. It cost me $500. It was my computer for college. It was not a gaming laptop. It ran Minecraft I usually average 20 to 25 frames per second. And it definitely wasn't meant for streaming. What's that?
There was a lot back then, kids.
It was. And then you add streaming on top of it. It was a lot of strain on my little laptop. I had less than a 1 meg upload speed. I can understand why the first 4 months I had 0 people. I did get a better upload speed. I think it went up to where I had like 2 megs of upload or 3 megs of upload. And that did make a big difference. When it came to live streaming on Mixer, I didn't upgrade my equipment. I upgraded myself. I started watching streamers and looking like, what are they doing? What's making them successful? How are they getting people to come in? And picked up little tips like always be talking to the camera. When it comes to live streaming, always be talking. When someone comes into your channel and you're not talking, they're just going to leave.
Yeah. So
it just little things like that, learning from other people, and was able to grow. I started growing after that with a laptop again that wasn't meant for what I was using it for. But use what you got. upgrade when you can. So
Right. It's yeah. You may not have the best equipment, but the equipment you have is the best that you have. So,
right.
do it at a lower quality, do it at a lower bit rate, do it at a smaller size. Don't do 1080, do 720, whatever you can do. People are. I'm a firm believer that you could have an almost blank screen, and if you're entertaining enough, people will still watch.
Oh, definitely. I don't consider myself very entertaining. I'm quite frankly, I'm a very dull person. It's just my personality, and I'm okay with this. Excuse
Luckily,
me.
you're a derp.
I am a derp. I'm a big derp. Now, one of the requirements to get partnered on Mixer or at Beam at the time was you had to have a webcam, you had to have all this stuff. I didn't have any of that stuff when I got partnered. For some reason, people started watching, they enjoyed the content, and Mixers, or at the time Beam, was like, okay, you seem to be pretty good. Do you plan on upgrading this stuff? Do you plan on eventually getting a webcam? Yeah, eventually. Do you plan on getting a better setup for better quality? Yeah, eventually. And they took the risk and said, okay, we're just going to go ahead and partner you. They weren't looking for the best of the best at the time. They were looking for just gradually upgrading and doing what you can when you can.
And that's something else that I would say too is when you start out, don't go on a big spending spree and invest a lot of money in this, because you might start out and find out it's not something you love as much as you thought you would. I think it's worth waiting a little while with what you have. And then you come up with all these ideas and you're like, oh, I wish I could do this. I would do that. And then you sort of have a better idea of what you want to invest in first. Maybe it's a graphics card. Maybe it's a CPU. Maybe it's a webcam. Maybe it's a green screen. Maybe, whatever. But start it and see what is your weakest link, and then work on that to upgrade. But again, it's more important who you are than what you're using.
Right. Quality of the streamer over the equipment. Because let's one thing, the viewers, they don't see the equipment. As long as what it gets the job done works, use it. If take vloggers for example, a lot of people who want to vlog, they don't, because they don't have this big fancy DSLR camera. But almost everybody has a cell phone. Cell phones today, they shoot in 4K. They have the 4K possibility in them, 1080. You can do slow-mo. You can do all kinds of things with just a cell phone. Use what you got and start somewhere. And like Monkey said, there's a lot of people who get into it and they find, maybe this isn't really my thing. Maybe I don't want to do this. So definitely don't go out, buy the best of the best right away and get into that situation. So, what about early on? Do you have any horror stories for us?
So I'm gonna get real with you for a minute. So I talked about burnout earlier. One of the problems that I have with creating content in general is I suffer from depression occasionally. It's usually seasonal. They call it seasonal affective disorder, and it's a couple times a year. I have a lot of trouble just getting up, getting motivated, doing anything. I'll spend a week or two on the couch, sometimes a month, and it's the kind of thing that people don't talk about a lot, and it's becoming more and more part of the conversation. But it's especially true, I think, for content creators on the internet, because again, you have that period at the beginning and sometimes in the middle, where you feel like you're putting in all this effort and you're not getting anything back. You don't have the viewers, you don't have the comments, you don't have the likes. And we're constantly struggling for that positive reinforcement to say that, yes, we're doing a good job. Yes, we're entertaining. Yes, we're smart, that sort of thing. And I think that's the biggest horror story that I have, is that sometimes it's just hard to do it. And, you can either try to force yourself through it or step back, be honest with your community, be like, look, guys, I need a week off. I need a little time to get myself back together. And I think that sort of thing is okay.
Oh, definitely.
And it's becoming more okay. And it's important to take care of yourself, no matter what you're doing, whether it's content creation or school or work or just life in general. It's the kind of thing that we need to think about more, I think.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It is getting easier for content creators to do. That is literally one of the biggest fears of being a content creator. If I take a day off, if I take a week off, I'm going to come back and nobody's going to be there. Right. And in a lot of situations, that has been the past. That if you took a couple days off, there was a time when I was averaging 50 concurrent viewers on Mixer. I went away for 2 months. I worked at a church camp, went away for 2 months, came back, and I had like 5. And for the next couple of months, we averaged about 10. And that does bring in a big fear. That is a big thing, but it is becoming more easy for content creators to go on this little bit of a break, get their batteries recharged, and come back and have that, again, that community there waiting for you.
Just communicate that with people. And that's important too. You don't have to be like, guys, I'm depressed. I'm having some trouble right now. Just be like, hey, I need a couple days, or I need a little time. I'll be back.
And people understand that. They go through the same things, so they understand that. Just that communication with your community. As far as my horror stories goes, there was this one time I streamed, and I streamed for about 4 hours, and after like 2.5 hours, somebody finally came on and said, hey, you're muted.
Been there. Yep.
Those are the real horror stories.
Yeah. Or making a YouTube video and you realize that your entire thing, you hit record when you meant to hit stop, and you hit stop when you meant to hit record.
I may or may not have done that this week.
Oh,
just this week. So
it doesn't matter how good how much practice you get. It's still that one thing that you do wrong.
Guess what? And, it's going to happen. Doesn't matter how much experience you have. If you're just starting off and you make a few mistakes, laugh it off, start over, and redo it.
Make some bloopers. I mean, you could be doing an interview and then suddenly realize that you're not actually recording your interviewer's audio.
And other bloopers, which we will pause and throw in right now. And we're back. So, hope you enjoyed that. I should have made Monkey laugh right there, but I didn't.
Hope you remember to put those in.
Probably won't. Again, horror stories. So how you already kind of went over how long you've been creating content. You've been at it for quite a while.
In outside of YouTube, I've been doing it for over 20 years now, for film video things. But yeah, for YouTube, it's been about 8 years, I think.
Okay, and then again progressing into Twitch and then on into Mixer, because they are two very different things: recording and streaming. The recording part does take a lot of editing and a lot of time. The streaming, it is a lot more personal. You get in there, meet the community, spend time with them, and places like Mixer and even Twitch has gotten a lot better at it. With the chat delays, it's almost like having an actual conversation. As soon as I say it, they hear it. It's one of those little things that make technology so much easier to build communities nowadays. But with all this experience, do you think your content is better now than it was when you first started?
I mean, I hope so.
I know that's one of those trick questions. It's like, I don't want to give myself a big head or anything, but yeah, I'm fantastic now. But.
I mean, absolutely, and a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, but some of it is, the aforementioned equipment that you slowly upgrade over the years. When I went back and I was listening to some of the audio from my old videos a while ago, and I was like, that is so tinny, and there's a hum, and it's awful, and now we have the nice mics that are getting more affordable and easy to get, things like that, and. Yeah, and I think just constantly adding things and changing things and keeping it interesting. Now we have the interactive buttons on Mixer, which we're having a ton of fun just making things happen with those.
Definitely.
And it adds a lot to the stream on top of what you're already doing. And it's sort of things that you can add to the stream are almost a way of helping yourself take like a little mini break. if your chat is doing something like doing a chat game or something, you can let them do that, and you can just be like, all right, what am I going to talk about next?
It is actually really nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, some of it does have to come with equipment. You should always be looking to improve your equipment, not all at once, as you can, little by little. But there's other little things like getting more comfortable talking to the camera, getting used to making sure, like for live streamers, making sure you're able to see the chat and look at chat and keep up with chat. Getting
when you some first fun graphics or
just
something easy,
little things that over time you get better at. As far as like editing goes, if you just start off and you don't know a whole lot, you don't have the equipment, you're probably not going to do a whole lot of editing. But as you grow, you start editing, and guess it's going to take you a while. And quite frankly, no matter how experienced you get, it's still going to take you a while to edit. But you can get quicker. You can learn the shortcuts. You can learn, okay, how about a little bit of color correction in this clip and make it a little closer to looking at that clip. And you learn the ins and outs of things like YouTube. If you want to be a YouTuber, you learn the search engines. You learn the tags and the thumbnails. You just keep progressively getting better. So your first, who knows, maybe 100, 200, 300 videos get 1 or 2 views. You've got that as practice now. Those were good practice. You can go back and look and say, okay, this is what I did wrong. This is what I did right. And use that to continue growing and getting better and continue creating your content. Like we said at the beginning, you never hit that peak of perfection. There's always something to do better. There's always getting better at talking to the cameras. There's always better equipment. There's always better methods. There's always better everything out there to continue growing. So it brings me to the last question for the interview. What are the 3 most valuable lessons you've learned since you started creating content?
Wear pants, because you never know when you might stand up.
That is very true.
No.
I'm wearing shorts.
Well, yeah.
I'm wearing
wear pajama pants.
Very nice button-up shirt and a pair of shorts.
And I'm in a t-shirt, which you can buy on my store. No.
Hashtag shameless promo. If you haven't, make sure to go check out Monkey's store. It's on Amazon. He's
actually
fancy.
My store, don't buy things because you want to support me. Just buy things if you want to wear them, because I try to set the prices so I don't make any money. Anyway, 3 most valuable lessons I learned. The biggest one is be yourself. There are YouTubers out there that when they hit record or go live or whatever they're doing, they become a character of themselves. They put on a face. They say, I'm this, happy, excited, crazy person. And then they're really not. So what happens is you start off like that, and then you slowly sort of get back to your normal self. And people can tell, and they're like, this is weird. Why are you doing this? Or like gaming specifically, people play the new hot game of the week, but they don't really love it. And people who are watching you can tell when you're doing something that's fake, when you're doing something just for the views, or just for the likes or whatever. The biggest thing that I would say is just do what you love and find the people who also love it. There are millions of people who also are interested in what you're interested in, even if it's weird. Because that's the way the world is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that'd be number 1.
Well, we saw a lot of that, real quick. We saw a lot of that when it came to with like Fortnite. Fortnite became a huge game, huge success, and it's a fun game.
Yeah.
But you look on Twitter, or not Twitter, Twitch or Mixer or even YouTube, how many streamers, how many content creators, how many YouTubers are producing content on this game, not enjoying it? They're just doing it because it's popular.
And they want to get partnered, or they want to get monetized, or whatever their goal is.
Exactly. And you see that they're not growing because the people who are watching, they know they're not having fun. They're not enjoying that. People enjoy Well, I think when it comes to content creating, especially for like videos, as far as like YouTube and streaming goes, people enjoy watching the streamer enjoy the game more than they do the game. The game is just the doorway to that. So that is a big one.
I told someone the other day, it's okay to have a goal if you want to get partnered or you want to monetize or whatever, but don't only do things towards that goal. Do the things that you want to do and also work towards the goal.
Right. So
that makes sense.
That is very good advice. That is a very good, valuable lesson. What else you got for us?
All right. The other two are sort of related. Be consistent and network. So people talk about this a lot, and this is not new information for anybody. But the more consistent you can be, I stream every Monday, I stream every Wednesday. This isn't me, by the way, because that's a whole other story.
He does have a somewhat sort of schedule-ish.
I'm trying now. But if you can be consistent, I'm going to always release videos on this day, or I'm going to, this time or whatever. Then people know when to look for you, or maybe they don't even. Like, I know all of the videos that I watch for the hermits that I still follow. They have a schedule and they release things on that schedule. I don't actually pay attention to what the schedule is. I don't go every Thursday at 2:00 to watch this person's video. But I notice like, they must be on vacation or something because I haven't seen one in a couple days. And that's the kind of thing that you want to, again, communicate with your audience and say, I'm going to be away for this time or whatever. And that's fine. Nobody cares. But the more consistent you can be, the better off you're gonna be in general.
Oh, definitely. If you can be consistent. There's a lot of people out there like yourself whose job and things don't let them be. Try to be as consistent.
My hours for work are completely unpredictable from day to day. We have a work calendar that we're like, we have this thing here, and then suddenly we're like, we have 3 other things, right next to it, and we didn't know about them until that day or whatever. Right. So sometimes it's hard, but the more you can do it, the better.
Definitely. There's a lot of people who work retail or, excuse me, or fast food. A lot of positions out there, they don't give you a set schedule. So, but most will give you a schedule in advance. So if you cannot be consistent every day on this day or every week on this day, if you get your schedule in advance, let people know, okay, these are the days I'm working, so I've got this day to stream, or a video will come out on this day. Let them know as early in advance as you can.
And let them know in the same places. Always announce it in your Discord, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, whatever you can do. Just, if you can't be consistent in your schedule, be consistent in where you tell people what's happening.
That is phenomenal, because that, honestly, that just matches right up with it. That doesn't take and necessarily, it's not exactly equal to being consistent, right, but it definitely puts you on the same ground as being as consistent as possible. Yep. Letting them know and in letting them know in the same place. And then you said not just being consistent, but networking. Yeah.
So networking is there's the right way and the wrong way, which
can I have a shout out?
Of most things.
Can I have a shout out? Hey, shout me out.
Join? Hey, I stream.
Watch my stream.
Watch my videos. These things we suffer through a lot. And don't do that. And it's a super common mistake for new content creators, and it's understandable. You're doing your thing. You're really great in your own mind, whether you are or not, and you're excited about it, and you should be excited about it. And you want everyone to hear from you and see what you're doing, and whatever it is. But what you want to do is you want to create connections to people, not try to take people from other people. If that makes sense. Oh, so you wanna just go and hang out with people. Comment on a lot of their videos about the things that you liked. Go in their live streams and say, "Hey, man, I really like that graphic you got there," or "You're really good at this game," or whatever. And get to know them that way.
Right. Don't just go into a community and be part of that community to get what you can from them.
Right.
That is a huge thing. It would be like me going into your community, and I have no interest in being your friend. I don't care about your content. I'm just going to stick around for a few days and hope that you start shouting me out because you've got more people than me.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And that goes back to the play what you love thing, or be yourself thing. You want to find the people that are interested in the same things that you're interested in. If I'm making Minecraft videos, I'm going to go watch people who are making Minecraft videos because A, I like Minecraft, and B, those are the people that might come watch me eventually. But more often than not, I'm going to watch a lot more of them than are going to watch me. And that's okay because we're all still getting entertained. We're all supporting each other. It's one of the things I love so much about being on Mixer is it's the whole community is everyone trying to build everyone else up. You know, it's not I'm really great, I'm not going to shout you out because that'll take viewers away from me. And you know, that's true. Kuya and I share a tremendous amount of audience and occasionally share stream times playing different things. And people have to choose. Are they going to watch me? Are they going to watch Kuya? But because we're both building each other up, everyone sort of grows. And it's the right way to do it, really.
It goes back to community.
Yeah.
You're building a community, and part of that community is other streamers or other YouTubers or other artists, other musicians, other
makers,
other content creators in your niche. Stick with your niche. If we like to play Minecraft, I'm not going to go into a Fortnite stream and start trying to build a connection with this person because they're two different things. The people watching them enjoy Fortnite. They probably don't like Minecraft. They could, but chances are they don't. So you want to pick your niche. You want to pick your audience. And it's, again, goes back to be who you are. What do you enjoy? Make that your niche. Build a community around it, including other streamers, and help them, push them to grow. Now, one thing I do love about Mixer is, like Monkey said, they're always building each other up. They're always, oh, you're a streamer? Let's shout you out. Let's give you some advertising. Let's help you grow. But but when someone does come into the channel and it's like, I'm a streamer or shout me out, they don't just shout them out there. They're teaching etiquette
at right now.
Right. The streamer's not going to give them that shout out. They're not going to say, okay, give this person a follow just because they said shout me out. They're going to teach them, hey, there is an etiquette about content creating. And there's an etiquette for every type of content creation. We're talking primarily YouTube and streaming today, but there is an etiquette for each type of content. Figure out what that etiquette is. That way, when you do start networking and you do start creating this community and building these relationships, and that's exactly what it is. It's a relationship with these other people. You are becoming friends. You don't go in there thinking, what can they do for me? You're going into that channel thinking, what can I do to them? What can I help them with? How can I help them to grow? And in return, they do the same thing, and you grow together. It's not just it's not a parasitic relationship. It's a symbiotic relationship. You're helping one another. And that is the key to networking. That's where a lot of people, like Monkey said, a lot of people are new to streaming and new to content creating. They don't understand the etiquette. They don't understand the networking. And that's what this whole channel is about, is teaching these things. So these are great, really, really valuable lessons that we've heard from Monkey. He said roughly 8 years of YouTube, Twitch, and Beam/Mixer, plus 20 years of like the editing and the things behind the scenes. Before that, these are great, valuable lessons. If you're just getting started, these are instrumental in you growing. These are fundamental truths that will help you grow your channel, help you grow your community. Slow. It is slow. It does not happen overnight. You don't just wake up and have a billion subscribers or a billion followers. It doesn't work that way. Now, there are the rare, and I do emphasize rare occasions where a bigger content creator will notice you and think they're pretty good, and they're going to give you the shout out, and your channel may blow up overnight. But that is such a rare thing. That is not what you should be going for. That's not your goal. kind of goes back with networking. Networking, don't try to network with people who have just this like 10 times what you've got. If you've got 100 subscribers and they've got 10,000, they're probably not going to network with you. You need to network within your size. Find other people, maybe people who have less than you, maybe a few people who have just a little bit more than you, and network with those people and grow together. That's where the community comes from. You go into a big channel, they're probably not even going to notice you. Not to be rude, but the more you grow, the harder it is to keep up with things like chat and all the comments and different things. So don't go to those people expecting big shout outs and growing overnight. It's a rare thing, and let them find your content their way. If they enjoy it and shout you out, awesome. But that should not be your main focus. That's not what your goal is. Your goal is to produce really good content, better content, and to network and build this community. That should be your goal through everything. So, Monkey, where can we find you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm right here right now. I'm in this little box.
In this little box. It's a nice little box.
No, the best place is probably to go to my Mixer channel, mixer.com/MonkeyDKS, or my website, monkeydks.com, which has all my links on it also, which is woefully not kept up. Yeah, you only have time for so much.
Right. Twitter, Discord, you want to throw those links in there?
Yeah, it's twitter.monkeydks.com and discord.monkeydks.com.
All right. All the links should be on the screen, and they will be down in the description below as well. So if you enjoy Minecraft, you enjoy dad jokes.
And some occasional art.
And if you enjoy cat butt.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The cat butt does show up a lot. The
Yeah.
cats, there's, yeah. But
I have graphics specifically for the cat because you have to.
there is a lily cam. So make sure to head over, click on those links, give them a follow, and hang out with them. You won't regret it. Monkey, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for the interview. I really do appreciate it, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty. And that is our greatest desire. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment. Comment of the day is, or the question of the day is, do you create content? If you do, what was your first month of content creating like? What was your very first month of content creating like? That is the question of the day. Make sure to leave me an answer down in the comments below. I'll read every one of them, and I will, we may start featuring some of those in future videos. So with that, I hope you all have enjoyed. And again, have fun, be good. We'll see you all next time.